Are you able to see my screen, right? Let me go back. Yeah, first of all, let's say collection means it is a collection of data, right? Okay, directly it will not print the data. So if you want to read the data one by one, if you want to read the collection data one by one, there may be something is required. Okay, for iteration, there are three options is available for iterating the data of collection. The first one is enumeration. Enumeration is one type of cursor. Okay, enumeration is one type of cursor for iterating the data. That enumeration is applicable only for legacy collection classes. Legacy means at the time of 1.0 of Java version, there are some classes is there, legacy classes. There are some collection classes. We will call that as from 1.2 version onwards. The 1.0 class is there, right? Collection classes. We will call them as a legacy classes. Okay, to iterate the data of legacy collection classes, we will use of enumeration. We will use of enumeration. Out of that, vector is one of the legacy class. Vector is one of the legacy collection class. Let's say we have some data in the legacy vector class. Okay, so for that class, we can use of enumeration to iterate the data. Okay, now, so what is the and that there is some limitations is there by using of enumeration. Only we can do in the forward direction. There is no backward direction. Only we can read the data in forward direction, and we can do only read access. Only we can read the data which is in collection, legacy collection class, but we can't do of any other operations. Okay, removing, adding, modification, nothing is possible in enumeration. Okay, now let's go to, so anything is that is for iterating the data, guys. Okay, now enumeration has some two methods. Enumeration has two methods to iterate the data of collection. How to get the enumeration object means by calling of elements method. By calling of elements method, we can get off that enumeration object. Let's show that. Enumeration demo. So let's assume of that this is of some vector class. There is some vector. This is a legacy class, guys. This is a legacy collection class. There are other classes also there. Dictionary, hash table, okay, properties. Those are legacy collection classes. Okay, that also we'll discuss in the end of the collection topic. Okay, no specific. Those are introduced in 1.0. We are learning Java, right? So in each and every version, new features is coming, right? Each and every version we are getting some new features. Yes, these are the classes that are introduced in 1.0. These are the collection classes introduced in 1.2 version. The classes which are introduced in 1.0, okay, that we are calling them as a legacy classes, legacy collection classes. Legacy means old. Is it clear? Yeah. Now, out of that, vector is one of the class. Vector is one of the legacy class. Later, they have done some improvements in 1.2 also. So that is the reason we are using. We can use elements as well as iterator also. We can use for this. Okay. For time being, we are using elements method. I have added 10 data inside vector. 10 elements inside vector. I have added. Let's remove this. Okay. If you have now, what I am doing, I'm adding of 10 elements. Normally, what we can do, v dot add of v dot add of 0. Okay. V dot add of 1. V dot add of 2. Like that, we need to add. Okay. So instead of doing of 10 lines of code, just I'm reading of one for loop and added 10 elements into that. Is it okay? Is it clear, right? This one. Instead of adding one by line 10 lines, just I am adding one for loop and added 10 objects to that vector object. Okay. Now it is printing of 10 data, right? It is printing 10. Now I want to read one by one. It is printing in array object, right? Now I want to read one by one. I want to read one by one. Then in that case, v dot elements. Elements. See, it is returning of enumeration. Click on that. Okay, it is added. If you don't know what is the return type that is returning, just what you people can do, Alt Shift L. Just keep the cursor at that line. Keep the cursor in that line. Alt Shift L. Press it. Automatically it will generate what is the return type of that. So it is return typed. Some object is returned. So now EL, just keep it as EL. EL elements. Okay, enumeration elements. Now I want it contains of all the data. Enumeration contains all the data of what is there in the vector. In this ELE object contains all the data. I want to iterate that. Okay, that enumeration has two methods is introduced. One is has more elements. Okay, I am doing of while loop. I'm doing a while loop. See, almost all is generated code. Okay. Now ELE dot has more elements. This method will return true when this ELE object contains data. If this ELE object contains data, then it will return of true. Okay. If it is written true means then this contains data. So I want to read that element. That we can read that element or data by using of next element method. Next element method we can read it. So what type of data that we have? Integer data. Okay. Now we need to convert to integer. Just we need to convert to integer. Okay. It is converted. Now print of that value. Into that system.out.println value. Now one second. It is reading one by one. All elements are read one by one. Okay. Now there are some limitations. Okay, there are some this is only for legacy classes. This method is applicable for only for legacy collection classes. Okay, and one more thing, we can read only in the by using this elements method. We can read the data. We can't do any modification. Whatever the data that is there in the vector, by using this elements method we can read it. It will return of enumeration, and by using while loop we are iterating the data. Okay, and I can't perform of any operation here. We dot add of modification. Just assume of modification, that all those things we can't do inside this one. We can't do inside this. Okay, well, now let's see. See, it is of some problem. It is not correct. We can't do of any other operations. We can't do v dot remove of some index 1. Index 1. Let's run it. Only what it is doing? It is doing of all. Every time it is only, I said only one is removed, but it is doing of lot of things is deleted. Correct or not? It is not the correct way. I want to do of only limited operations. By using of this one, we should not do that. It is not correct way. So we can do of only read, or only read operation only we can do by using enumeration. The removal operations that we can't, it is not correct. We'll get up some irrelevant result. That we'll see by using iterator. What are all things that we can do? So removal means we need to use of this one. Vector it will remove, but remove of there is some method. Normally in case of iterator, we have some method. Okay. Now there is no method in the enumeration to delete the data. This is inside this we have data. Okay. Inside enumeration, all vector data is available. So there is no removal element, only for has more methods, and next elements only for read. There is no other methods for removal, add and modification in enumeration. Okay, and is it clear? Enumeration is clear. Yeah. Now next, next is list iterator, right? List, before going to list iterator, by using iterator we can iterate the data. So in iterator we have a option to remove, not to add, not to modify. This also I have taken off on our list class. 10 elements is added, and I called off iterator. So for enumeration we called off elements method. For iterator we are calling off iterator method. It will return off iterator object. This iterator object contains array list elements. Whatever the data that is there in our list, all elements is available in ITR, iterator object. Okay. Now iterator object I am iterating. Iterator object I am repeating for getting the data. In iterator there are some methods is available. In iterator there are some methods, those are has next. So like has more elements is there, right? What is it is going to return? Whether this enumeration object contains data or not. If it is there, it will return true. In the same way, has next also, if the data is there inside this ITR, okay, then it will return true. Okay, if the data is there, I want to read the data. So that whatever the element that is there, I can read it by using next method. It will return that element. What is the type of the data? It is of integer type. I'm converting that into integer and I am printing. If you want, I can print it also. And I have added up some more condition. If I, it is giving up some value, right? The first value. If I percentage 2 not equal to 0. So let's say assume of I want to print off even numbers. I want to print off odd numbers. Condition based I am writing. Okay. If this condition is not satisfying means, then that is of odd numbers. Okay. And even numbers I want to remove it. See, only odd numbers it is printing based on condition. If this condition is satisfied means only those data will 1 divided by 2 not equal to 0. Yes, it will print it. Okay, 2 divided by 2 it is 0. Then in that case it will return as false. Then it will go to else condition. This iterator this iterator is removing of the data. This iterator removing the data, and the same data is removing from array list object also, guys. Same data is removing from array list object also. So it is doing of deleting 2, and 3 divided by 2 not equal to 0. Yes, it remainder is 1. Then in that case it will print of 3. And 4, next iteration it will go again. 4 divided by 2 it is 0. So then the condition is false. Then it will come to else block. It will remove that. Okay. Correct. If you are making here as equal to means, then if this only even numbers it will print, odd numbers it will delete. And at the end I am displaying collection, guys, A, that is printing only even numbers. Okay. If you are deleting in the iterator, same data is deleting in earliest object also. Okay. I am not deleting in earliest here. I'm deleting. I'm using iterator object and then deleting. This remove method is available in iterator. Okay. Now, now next, list iterator. Okay, only remove method is there, next method is there, has next is there in the iterator. Now list iterator contains there are extra methods is also available. Okay, let's say I have added taken off some linked list. Okay, it contains of 1 to 5, and I have taken off one more array list object. It contains of 6 to 8, right? Now after that everything is added, all is added into list object. Okay, now just duplicate things I had done. Okay, nothing. List, sorry, link list iterator, right? Yeah, sorry, this one. Yeah, linked list I have added of 5 elements I printed. Now before we are calling iterator method to get off iterator object. Now we are calling of list iterator method. Okay, this is returning of list iterator object. Before iterator method is called, iterator is returned, iterator object. Now we are calling of list iterator method. Okay, now it is returning of list iterator object. If you want, delete this. Okay, just keep the cursor here, alt shift L, press at a time. It is giving of some variable name extract to some local variable, just added that. So automatically it will added created that object with this name, variable name. Okay, now has next is common, next is common. If has next is, if data is there, it will return true, and if you want to get the data, then we can get use of next method. We can use of next method, right? Now this is for forward direction. Even iterate is also only forward direction, guys. Now if you want to uh, using next means, then it will read the data in forward direction one by one. Okay, that is one thing. And reverse is also possible in case of list iterator. Rest of things also I'll explain, guys, soon. If I want to reverse that iterator, list iterator data, I want to get the data in reverse order. Okay, then instead of has next, unity calls call has previous, has previous. If this method is returning true means, then previous element is there. It will read that element by using previous. Instead of next, we can call of previous method. Okay, now let's see forward direction and backward direction. Both it will, yeah, this is in the reverse direction, this is in the forward direction, is iterated data. Okay, now after this, let's remove comment of this and uncomment this part. Yeah, what I am doing, so first before that let's print it. So what is my linked list, what is my linked list object contains Mahesh, Junior NTR, Ramcharan, Naga and Venki is there, right? These are my linked list data. One second, guys. Sorry, guys. Now, a linked list contains the data in this format, right? Now, while iterating, while iterating in the forward direction, while iterating in the forward direction, if I want, if anywhere Venki is identified, so we are reading one by one, right? If any one of the element is Venki, okay, it is giving that value. If s dot equals of Venki, whatever it is there inside this is equals to Venki, then what I am doing there, I want to remove that elements. I want to remove that element from the list. So by using iterator object, I am removing it. By using that, I am removing that. So while removing it, so what is my previous element, what is my previous element, whatever that is there, it will display that. And what is its index, what is the index of it, that also it will be printed here, we'll get it. Okay, that's what we are doing inside this. Let's say if you don't want anything, simply want to, if Venki is identified, then delete it. Venki is in which place? In last place it is there. Okay, now in last execution time only it will execute it. Now if you want, we can debug also, guys. Okay, now so let me debug it. Which one is will execute at what time? Yeah, now let's debug as Java application. See, now it is going to debugging mode. See, what is the first value it is contains? First time it is iterating. What is the value it is coming? Mahesh. Imran is, are you able to see, right? First value is coming as Mahesh, right? In the list. So is Mahesh is equal to Venki? No, right? Then this condition will fail. Then it will come to this if block. Click on F6. It is coming to other one more if condition. Is Mahesh is equal to Ramcharan? No. Even this also will not. Condition is not satisfying. Now even this also not satisfying. This is doing of some operations, right? Nothing is done. Then this also not. It is not printed nothing, right? Now, one second, one second. Let's print that value at the end, okay? System.out.println and yes values I'm printing. Okay? Don't do continue it. If you want, we can print also that one. Next iteration. One second. Let's stop it. Debug. First iteration. None of the condition is not satisfying, and I'm printing that value. Next, see it is printed Mahesh, right? Now, next iteration. What is the next iteration value? It will come. It will come as junior NTR. Even in case of junior NTR also we are not doing any condition, right? Next third iteration. Third iteration, what is the value it is coming? Ramcharan. So the first condition will fail. Second condition is satisfying. Ramcharan equal to Ramcharan, right? Then it will go inside this condition. It is changing that value to Ram instead of Ramcharan. It is changing that. Now go inside. It is going inside that. So whatever the data that is there inside ITR, so that Ramcharan is modifying to Ram. Now let's go that. This condition is not satisfying, not satisfying. Now see yes in Ramcharan it is not satisfying. Next go. Now value is later it is changing. Later it will change it. Okay. Now go back. The value whatever that is there, yes, it is printing. Okay. Next, what is there here? Naga. It is not satisfying. This condition will satisfy. It will add off one more element. Nagarjuna is going to add in the link list and that print that value Naga whatever there that we are reading. Now next last one. So what is there now? It is coming as Venki. Now this condition will satisfy it. It is removing from ITR. It is removing from ITR. Now it is not satisfying. It is also not satisfying. Just printing it. That's it. Come out of that. Now print. So ITR whatever that is there, it has done some operations, right? Now let's print it. What is done? Mahesh is Mahesh, Junior NTR is Junior NTR, Ramcharan is changed to Ram, Nag is Nag, and inside Nag we are adding up one new element. If it is Nag is add equals, then I am adding up new elements. That means addition is also possible and remove is also possible. Venki is removed. At the end, Venki was there before. That is removed, and it is modification is also possible. Ramcharan is changed to Ram. Is it clear now? So in case of list iterator, we can do removal, modification, addition, everything is possible. Reverse bidirection is also, in reverse way also we can iterate the data. Right? Clear now I think? Yeah, go ahead. Exactly. Dot equals means content comparison, not reference comparison. Yes, go ahead. Which one? This one, right? This is a content. This is just a comparison. For condition I'm writing. If whatever the iteration value, first iteration, what is the value is coming? Mahesh. Mahesh dot equals to Naga. It's not correct, right? Condition will return false. Fourth iteration, Naga dot equals of Naga. Then both are equal. Content, right? Content. Content is equal. Then in that case, this condition will return true. Then inside this iterator, I'm adding one new element. That element will go to linked list. Okay. Specifically, Nagarjuna is not added by me. This is added only through iterator. This ITR is object of ITR is object of. One second. ITRA object of list iterator. Okay. So inside this I'm added that object is went to list object, linked list object. Okay. So that means that we can do addition, removal, modification by using list iterator. Okay. Now, and this list iterator is applicable for only for list interface implemented classes only. That means for array list, for vector, for link list. Only for these three classes only we can call this list iterator method. We can't call for set implemented classes. That today we'll discuss. We'll try this whether this method we can call in set implemented classes or not. Okay. Okay, that's it for clarification. Now today we are moving to set interface. Today we are moving to set interface. Set interface means so already we have seen already list under list we have some classes. Sorry, going down. Yeah. So under yeah under list are list vector link list, right? Link list also we have discussed. Now we are going to set. Under collection it is a child interface. Set is also child interface of collection interface, right or not? Set is child interface of collection interface. Okay, so when do we go for set? Okay, so if you want to represent some group of objects as a single entity, that is a collection where duplicates don't want to allow, you don't want to allow of duplicates, and insertion order is also not preserved. If you don't want to, insertion order is not preserved, and the duplicates also it will not allow, the set will not allow duplicates. Then in that case we will go for set interface. Let's say in my earliest object it is allowing to add of duplicates, right, multiple times. I don't want to allow duplicates. Then in that case instead of list I can choose set. Okay. Now let's go and we'll take off what is the first one, has set. First under set, has set is there, right? Now we'll discuss about has set. Now the underlying data structure of has set class, underlying data structure of has set class is internally it is using of has table. Internally it is using hash table, okay, to store the data. So internally it is removing of duplicate elements, right? It is following some code internally, it is doing of some operation internally whether it is a duplicate element or not. That all the condition checks, it is everything it is checking, right? If it is not duplicate, then only it is adding inside hash set object. So all that internally it is following of internally it is following the data structure of hash table. Okay, that's the first point. Next point is next point is so insertion order is not preserved. Insertion order is not preserved means so however the data that we are inserted into the object inserted into the hash set in the same order it will not store it. Okay, it is based on the hash code of the object. It is based on the hash code of the object. It will store it. It is not however you are inserted it will not store it directly. It is based on some hash code. It will store in the background. That we'll see next. Third point is duplicates is not allowed. Okay, now if you are trying to insert duplicates also, if you are trying to insert a duplicate also, so in that case we will not get off any errors. Okay, simply add method will return false. So internally now we'll take off class also has set. So what is the return type of this one? It is of boolean type. If it is internally there is some has set implementation is there. Okay, has set implementation. Now go to has set class. Let's see the implementation of that. Control O add method. Okay, it is doing of some implementation. It is doing some implementation. If the already the element is there, then it will not return that. It will return off. It is doing off lot of some internal hash codes, all those things. Okay, that we can't, you can't understood that. It is, if it is already there in that, then it will return off false. If it is not there, then it will return true. Then in that case, it will add that value inside has set object. Inside has set object. No, that's what it will not return. Let's say, see, third is added two times. It will not give any error. So while calling this time second time, simply it will not add to the has set object. It will return false. That's it. Okay. Now, heterogeneous objects are allowed. So we can add up any type of elements. If you are removing this generic, okay, if you are removing off this generic, it can store off any other elements also. It can store off, see, other elements also we can add it. So that means that heterogeneous elements we can add inside has set. Okay, and we can insert of null also. We can insert null also is possible. Now let's go to set. Yeah. So now underlying this, all this whatever that we have discussed, it is here, guys. Null insertion is also possible, but that is only once, guys. Only once null insertion is possible. Next. Yeah, see, we'll go and see of practical things now. There is no new methods, is guys. Add method that already we know. It is from where it is coming? From collection interface. This method is coming for adding of elements. Okay. Now is empty, already we know that. So to check whether the collection object is empty or not. So size, how many number of elements is available inside that, to know that we can use of size. Okay. Next, contains. What is the use of contains, guys? Already we have discussed contains. What is the use of it? Element is there or not? Yes, whether this element is available in this collection or not. If it is there, then it will return true. Then in that case, it will return true. Based on conditions, we can write it. If you don't want, it is not there, then it will return false. Okay. Now it is of add all. If you want to some other collection, if you want to add in a hash set, then we can add it. This is of one sub hash set, and it is of main hash set. If you want to add of all this subset sub hash set, then add all of sub hash set object. Then all will be added to the main hash set object. Next, next is to array. So to array is for converting our hash set into hash set data into array. Okay, this also already we have discussed in array list, right? So for converting hash set object into array. Okay, this is of hash set. Next, retain all. This we'll discuss now. At the end, I will discuss now in the today's only, in this class only. Now, so let's clear. Nothing is there now. Let me explain for retain all separate class. I'll take it. So in the hash set class, how many things is there, guys? Now in hash set, let's remove of hash set dot fourth, four. Okay, four. Just assume first, second, third, four. Now, so I have created of one more hash set. One more hash set. Second, S1, third. Second, S1 and third. So what I am doing, this is of one more hash set. Okay. So I am doing hash set dot retain all of retain all of s- subset, right? Subset I am keeping inside retain all. So now let's see what it will do. And at the end I'm printing again HS. Okay, main hash set. What it is doing? So whatever the data that is there inside the subset, okay, second, S1, third is there. So out of these three, whichever the elements is available in main has set, those only it will keep, rest of them it will delete it. Rest of them it will delete it. Retain all means only get whatever the elements of this one. Rest of them delete it. Okay, guys. In HS before we have these many elements, right? So in subset I have created one more subset with three elements. Out of these three, two elements is available in first also, second and third is there, remaining is not there in subset. So what I am doing, retain all of subset, whatever that is there inside this, whatever that is there inside this, only keep those things, rest of them delete it. That's what retain all. Is it clear? Retain all means, guys, retain all clear what it is doing? So whatever the subset that we are keeping, right, whatever the elements that is there inside that, if same is there inside this, keep it. If it is not there, delete it. And then that's what it will do. Clear, right? Mostly very rare case we will use it, but you should know it. Okay, next. But there is no other new methods, guys, in this. There is no newly created, newly introduced methods inside this. Add, delete, remove all, contains, get index, all these things common for HS. Sorry, HS dot, HS dot, remove of object. Remove 4. Just assume F4 you are 4. It will delete it. It will remove it. Let's say print after remove system not out that print ln after remove of 4 HS. Let's see. Null is there, 4 is deleted, right? Like that, if you want to get off HS dot, 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 let's see all the methods, contains all, contains, clear, add all, is empty, iterator, remove, remove all. Okay, two array is there. Yeah, this is the two array. You mean that this one? Yeah, this one is there, right? Already we know, right? This one. It will return of object array. Sorry, two array, right? Two array override methods is there. Now let's go to here. What I'm doing, HS dot to array of, I'm created one object. So inside this, whatever the data that is here, right, it will move to this object, this array object. This is of what type of array? Already string array I have created. I want to move all the data what is there in the hash set, move to this array object. So that object I am passing in to array method. Okay. Let's say if I am calling of dot to array, there is one more method is there. Then in that case, it will return of array object. It will return of array object. See, that we need to convert to our required thing. So here in this case, we are created a string array. Now in this object array, we will convert it. This object array, this is also array, right? We will convert this. Two options is there. One is directly I am passing this object, that our array object to move all this data to this one. If you are not passing that object, then directly the to array method will return of object array. From this you need to take it one by one. From this we need to convert. Okay, if you want, let's have one, right? OB, just assume. Now from this obj of string, right? Converting into str string, yes. Just convert it. OB. Okay, print it. System.out.println of Yes value. Object conversion of string. Yes. Just I'm converting this obj into string. Now let's see. Is it printed or not? Right? Object conversion of object into object ob. Object into string. Right? It is 0, null, third, first, S1, second, S2, all is printing or not. So this is one way and this is of another way. There are multiple ways is there. They are given two options for converting hash set into array. Clear Imran? This one? This is of one more, this is one way and this is of another way. In this way we are passing the array object which already we created. Inside that all this data is moving. So this is giving array object array that we are converting manually. Okay. Now next, there is no new other methods is there. Now next, list linked has set. Next is linked has set. Inside this, everything is same as like has set. Everything is same as has set. There is no change except one. Except one. One is it is child class of has set class. That is fine. Okay. It is a child class of. It is extending. Second. The child class of has set and see it is extending of has set and one more is insertion order is preserved. However, we are inserting the data in linked has set in the same order only it will store. In the same order only it will store. It will not change the order. That's what one advantage in linked has set. There is no other things. Everything is add, remove, contains, retain all. Everything is same. To array, everything is same as has set. Okay. Sorry, guys. Now let's go to linked has set is it is a child class of has set, that is one thing, and insertion order is preserved. Only these two. There is no new things. Okay. Remaining everything is same as like has set. Okay. That's what linked has set. Next, sorted set. Next is sorted set. In case of sorted set, it is the child interface of. It is the child interface of set. Already we have seen on top in the diagram. See, set is interface, sorted set. It is the child interface of set interface. Okay. Now, even in this case also, okay, duplicates is not allowed. It will also represent. It will also group of to store of group of elements and unique key objects and duplicates are not allowed. That is also fine. Must be some sorting order. Okay. In this case, there is no sorting order. Okay. In this case, there is no sorting order. But if you are implementing sorted set interface, then all the data, whatever that we are inserting into this sorted set implemented class, it will go in some sorting order. It will sort the data. Sorting means either it may be the natural sorting order or customized sorting order. Natural sorting order means so internally JVM will sort the data. Internally, it will sort the data. Or if you want our own way, I don't want to how it is doing the defaultly the sorting. I want in my way. Okay, I want to sort the data in my way, not like the default sorting. So, however you want, we can do that. But it must be some sorting order, either natural sorting order or customized sorting order. Okay. Now, there are some methods is also introduced in this. Let's go and see that. Yeah, there are some methods that are introduced in sorted set. If I want to get up the first and last objects, first and last elements of an set, sorted set, then we can use a first method and last method is there. Headset. Headset means first. Okay. Headset means first. See that returns the headset whose elements are, one second, one second, this one. Yeah, three things. Headset means it will return the sorted set again whose elements are less than this object. Okay, 100 elements is there. If I'm giving 50th element, up to 50, first to 50 only it will come. Whose elements less than the condition satisfied, less than object. Okay, if you want a tail set, after that it will give. After 50 to 100 if you want, then tail set if you will get it. Okay, then subset means between some 50 to some, let's say 40 to 60 I want. Then in that case we can use a subset of those two objects will give. And then in between, with those 40 to 60, with that 20 elements it will create one subset and then it will return that. Okay, these are practically we'll see all these things. Practically we'll see all of this, no worries. Okay, now next, tree set. Tree set is one of the implemented class of tree set is one of the implemented class of sorted set. Under sorted set we have it is there. Under sorted set this is available. Okay, under set see, has set is there, linked has set is there. Tree set is under sorted set. Tree set is under sorted set. So now, so that means that tree set is implementing sorted set interface. Tree set demo. Now let's go and see tree set is tree set abstract set. Go here and it is implementing of abstract collection sorted set. Somewhere it must be sorted set should be there. That is that navigable set. Somewhere it should be there. Yes, see, it is there. Sorted set is there. So sorted set is extended by navigable set. This navigable set is extended by this tree set. Implementing that. Okay. Internally, it is implementing of both navigable and sorted set both. Okay. Now, now let's go to practical things. Read the points and then we'll go. Asset, yes. Now, the underlying data structure of tree set is balanced tree. Balanced tree. It is following up some balanced tree data structure, whatever it is followed. And duplicate objects are not allowed. All under set. None of the class will allow duplicates. Okay. Insertion order is not preserved. However, you are inserting in the same way, it cannot store it. Okay. It is based on some sorting of object, some sorting order of object. It will order some internally it is follow of some algorithms to sort it. Okay. Now heterogeneous objects are not allowed, but before case it is allowed of heterogeneous objects. If you are trying to insert also, it will give of exception is class cast exception. It will give a exception as a class cast exception. So other type of data we can't insert. And null insertion is also possible only once. Null insertion is also possible and only once. Now we'll go and see practically. So that null also it must be of only one. If only one element is there, then in that case only it will allow null value. If you are trying to insert already some data is there, okay, then inside that if you are trying to insert some null value, then it will throw off null pointer exception. We'll see that practically now. Now what I am doing, now I created of one tree set demo class. Object is created. I'm adding of some elements, I B C T E C H N O. Okay, T E C H I have added. Okay, now remove of these things. Let's keep it. Now if I am printing it, if I am printing it, now let's see what all things it will print it. So I have given in different order, guys. I have given in different order, right? So I B C T E C H, right? Now I'm telling it will do some sorting order. If you are not doing any sort, then internally TreeSet will do some sorting order. So in the alphabetical is there, right? In that way only it will display. Is it displaying in that way or not? Sorted, right? Correct or not? Is sorting? No, it is not sorting. So first is I is there, B is there, C, T, C, H. But while displaying, how it is displaying? B, C, E, H, I, T. Correct or not? While displaying time, it is showing in order, right? Some sorting order. Not? You mean that C will come before B, right? It is sorted, right? B, C, right? Now on duplicates also, two duplicates is there. That also it is removed, right? Now, if I'm trying to insert of t dot add of some 100, just assume, it will not accept. Now, let's say here we need to give off here. Let's run it. Let's run it. It is giving off class cast exception. I told you that point. If you are trying to insert other type of data, it will give off class cast exception. Okay. Now, if I am trying to insert t dot add of null, t dot add of null, so 1 second, it will accept here. Okay. Now let's see. At the runtime it is okay. See, at runtime it is giving null pointer exception. Let's say for example, there is no other data. There is no other data. Only null is there. As a preset, if only one element is there as a null, then in that case, or even in this case also, it is giving of null. Okay. So I thought it will not accept it, but even single element also it is giving null. So then this point is not correct, guys. Okay. Then this point is not correct. Even for single element also it is not allowing. Don't do this and then see. Even I don't think so. It is of. Let me check. Put method. Remap. Reset. 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 Tree map. Not this. It is of map class. Internally it is checking off, but somewhere it is calling off some null. Okay. On top of null it is calling, that is the reason it is throwing off some exception. Okay, 1 second, guys, let me implementation map. Let's see, tree map, tree map, it is tree map. Somewhere go to safety has map, has map 11 11 11. Yes, utilize it. Control O method, become a value, put value. It is checking up somewhere. Null dot is might be calling. That is the reason it's throwing off some exception. Okay. Now let's see where exactly it is throwing error. Tree demo 15 line, tree set 259, tree mapper 539. Now let's call, yes, let's see. Yes, I got it where it is in this line. Here it is calling of object one dot compared to, it is calling. So in this case, it is calling on top of a null. It is calling on top of null. It is calling of some method. Okay, that is the reason it is throwing off a null pointer exception. That is the reason of it is throwing null pointer exception. Okay, if it is null, then it will go for this. Okay, so it is throwing off that null pointer exception. That is the reason. Here it is comparing while comparison time. So object 1 dot object 2. If it is not null only, it will add off. It will do some sorting, right, internally. That sorting while doing of comparison, it is identifying of null. That is the reason it is throwing off null pointer exception, guys. I thought if it will accept as a one element, but that is also not accepting. That I have removed that point. Okay. Next, head set, tail set, subset, first, last is there, right? Now, let's do that. System dot out dot println enough. T dot first. Okay. System dot out dot println enough. If you want to get off last element, T dot last. If you want to get off, if you want to get off subset and tail set, right? Now, system dot out dot println enough. T dot tail set. Tail set of okay, let's say give up some h, give up h, give up some h value. Okay, now let's see what a tail set data. Tail set data. Okay, last element. First element. Okay. Next system dot out dot println of what is that next method? Headset. Headset data. D dot headset. We'll keep off after E. Let's keep it. Do you have any other data? Any other method? Subset. System dot out dot println of SYSO dot subset data. E dot E dot subset of give of two elements. Okay. C and I. Let's give of C and I. C, comma, two element I. Okay. Now let's see what all things it will print it. Yeah, it is of total. What is the first element? It is of B. What is the last element? It is of T. What is the tail set of H? Tail set of H, I, T. After H it will give. Okay. And headset. Headset of E. Headset of E. B and C. B and C. Right? Only up before E, B and C, right? So in case of tail set, the first one is adding. Tail set is coming with whatever the element that we have. In case of headset, that whatever the element that is there, it is excluding. Before that only it is giving. Okay. Now, next subset between C and I. Okay. The already I told you two index is excluding. Okay. Now C, E, C, E, H only it is coming. It is a subset between that. Any clarity is required in this, guys? these methods, tail set, head set, and subset. Tail set is including the letter which we are giving, H, I, T. Okay, it will return one subset with this value. In case of headset, it is excluding. Before that, what is there? B and C. Let's say if I'm keeping I, then B, E, B, C, E, H will come. B, C, E, H. Okay. Now subset means in between. It will give those letters, and it is excluding of two element. Before that, whatever that is there, up to that it will give. Is it clear, guys? If anything is not clear, guys, ask me, guys. I'll repeat it. No worries. Don't worry whether it is small or very small is also no issue. Clear? Okay. Now, comparable. There is some comparison is there, right? Internally it is doing of some comparison. It will do that. Okay. Internally it is doing of some comparison, right? Even though we are not doing also, internally they are doing. Internally it is comparing some data. Whatever the data that we are giving, it is comparing and then keep moving our next, right, to make it sort. By default by default internally it will do of comparable interface for sorting of natural sorting order. For natural sorting order, it will do of comparable interface. It is doing of comparable interface. Now let's take off an example also with that. So comparable interface present in java.lang package. It contains of compare to method. Contains of compare to of one object it will take. It will return some integer value. Okay. Object 1 dot compare to of object 2 example. If I want to compare of two objects, object 1 dot compare to of object 2. Then if it is bigger, it will return 1. If it is small, then it will return -1. If it is both are equal, then it will return 0. Okay. Now let's see with some example also that. No worries. Okay. Comparator. This is natural sorting order. If you want to sort the data on your own, if you want to sort the data based on your requirement, I don't want to go for the natural sorting order, which is done by JVM internally. Okay. Now I want to do my own sorting order instead of doing that JVM, I want to do on my own way. So then in that case, we need to implement a comparator. We need to implement a comparator interface. It contains of two methods. One is compare method, other one is equals method. Okay, one is compare, another one is equals method for content comparison. Now let's go and take off one example. Let's go and take off one example also. Reset demo 1 or demo 3. Nothing is there. Let's see here why it is. Yeah, it's giving error. No issue. Let's delete it. Now let's demo 1. What we are doing? Anything? Yeah. So we are doing of some sorting. Now we are giving up some names. We are giving up. So previously directly we are without this. Without this, if I'm printing, it will print the data in. It will print the data in sorting order. Natural sorting order from ascending order. G, J, and both are J. Again, second character is J, A, Y, A, right? A is, so that is the reason J, I is coming first. John, Mahesh, Ramesh. If I want to go in reverse order, okay, then we need to do our own way. We need to do our own way. So what we need to do is new create of my own comparator. I have created my own class that is implementing comparator, that is implementing of comparator interface. Okay, now internally what I am doing, so compare of object 1 comma object 2. Let's say first 2 I have inserted, So what it will check? Object 2 and object 2, which one should come first? It will compare it. It will compare it. Just converting into string object s2 dot compare to of s1. s2 dot compare to of s1. Now let's see how it will. There is some trick is there here, guys. It is giving in reverse order. Okay, it is giving in reverse order. If you are keeping s1 dot here s2, then this will give as ascending order. However, it is coming a default sorting order, right? Normal sorting order. If you are simply keeping here as minus also, it will do in reverse order. Instead of s2 dot compared to, even if you are keeping simply minus also, it will do in reversing order. Okay, either s1 dot s2 s1 dot compare to of, internally this compare to, it will compare both. It is of lot of things, it will check it. Okay. Now this is what comparator. Now we can take off one more example also. Let's take off one more example if it is there. Let's see. Yes. So that is of only strings. In this case, we have seen only string values. Now I want to compare of employees. I want to compare of employees. I want to compare. I want to sort the data based on name. I want to sort the based on salary. So I can do of anything, right? Let's say we'll do both the ways. One thing will sort based on compare based on names, based on salary, both will do. Okay, here by using name comparator, by using, this is for name comparison. In this case, guys, see, it is of directly, nothing is added as a generic. Here we are sorting employees. Employee is a separate class. Employee name and salary is there. Okay, now I want to sort of employees. I want to sort of employees. Okay. Let's say I have added of new employee of name Raman 3000, Janan 6000, Krishan 2000, Taman 2400. Four employees data I have added to the tree set object. To the tree set object. Now let's, while doing, see here, guys, while creating object tree set of employee, inside this I'm passing of employee name comparator, there is a class object. Now let's see, it is comparing of, it is comparing of employee on what basis, on what basis, employee 1 and employee 2, both is there, right? Both employees, I am taking the both employees names. Now I want to compare based on name, right? I'm comparing yeah, e1 dot get name, e2 dot get name, both name 1 dot compare to of name 2, name 1 dot compare to of name 2, then it will do in natural sorting order. If you are keeping name 2 dot compare to of name 1, then it will give in descending order of employees. Now let's go for that. It is name, it is of salary comparison. Let's keep it. Now let's see. So now Ram is there, John is there, Chris, right? Go a little bit up. Pending order. Now out of this, C, J or T should come. CJ or T. Now let's print C, J or T. Okay, I'm iterating. While iterating the data, so system out println is printing. Okay, now inside this employee I have written off two string method for displaying name and salary. Okay, that is the reason it is printing off, while printing e object, internally it is printing off name and salary both. Okay, now where is that? Yeah. Now if I want to reverse order, if I want to sort in the reverse order, then just keep minus, then it will display in reverse order of Employees Tom, Ram, John, Chris. Okay. Now, if I want to sort the data based on salary, I want to sort the employees, not based on names. Okay, not based on names. Let's uncomment it. Let's uncomment it and comment of this part. Okay. Now, what I am doing? Reset object is created, but I'm passing salaries, employee salary comparison. I have created a separate class inside this only. So employee side implements of comparator of employee only. Compare of. So I want to compare of salaries. Okay. E1 and E2. If E1 dot get salary, E1 dot get salary greater than E2 dot get salary. If you employ one salary is more than employ two salary, then return 1. Return 1. Else minus 1. Else minus 1. Now in this case, let's see how it is going to sort the data. Now let's, where is that? Run it. It is sorting of 2, 2, 4, 3, 3, 6. It doesn't matter the names. It is sorting based on salaries. Based on salaries, it is sorting. Correct or not? Guys, here, if you are just changing the condition, it is in reverse descending order. 6,000, 3,000, 2,400, 2,000. It is only based on condition, guys, that you are writing. Okay, to sort off the data. Okay, this is what for customized sorting order of data. This is of customized sorting order of data. Now there are some methods inside this first and last method for getting of data. See, first method is giving a small data and last is giving of first is we are doing in descending order. First is giving bigger value, last is giving smallest employee salary. Okay, that's what I'm thinking for set. Thinking anything is there, then we'll discuss. Yeah, I think that's what for set interface, guys. So we have map. We have of a map. So now we'll start off map also for 15 minutes, guys. Still we have some time is there. Okay. Is it clear, guys, up to now? Before moving to map, guys, is it clear? If not clear, ask me, guys. Don't hesitate. If anything is not clear, ask me, guys. Now you need to practice, guys. I'm telling once again. Okay. If you are not practicing, then it is a helpless. I can't help it. Okay. You people will struggle in the future. It's not for me. I'm telling for yours only. If you're not practicing, up to you. You are practicing or not. Okay. Now we'll start off 10 to 15 minutes. Map also. There are some methods is there. At least we'll discuss of some what exactly map. Okay. Till now, till now we have discussed of till now we have discussed only single element adding. Integers or whatever that is single data only we are adding. If I want to store the data, if I want to store the data in the form of key value pair, key value pair. So in this case, what we are doing? So simply we are adding of names or some characters or something we are adding of single element. Add element is adding of only one data, right? Now, if you want to store the data in the form of key value pair, so employee ID and employee information, employee ID and employee information. So if you want to store of so employee ID is there. So employee unique information, name, first name, last name, gender, address, all those things under the employee object will contains. That I want to keep as a value, and key as I want to store as a ID, employee ID. Okay. If you want to, one second, guys. Sorry, guys. I'm back. So, yeah, whenever you want to store off some data, if you want to store off some data based on some key value pair, then in that case we can go for a map. Map is a not a sub interface of collection, guys. So both map and collection are entirely different. Okay. Now, and one more thing. So each map contains one entry. So how exactly we are going to add up entries? We'll call it as a entry. Each entry in the map will call it as a each record will call in the map will call it as a one entry. So each entry contains one key and one value. The pair is there. We'll call that pair as a one entry. Okay. Next, again, mm, there are some methods is introduced in the map. Okay, that we'll see what exactly it is. Now let's. So if you want to store off, if you want to represent the group of objects as a key value pair, so I will give only ID. I want to get off employee information. Okay, so for that key some value is associated. Okay, now then in that case we can go for map interface. That depends on the requirement. Okay, so whether you should go for list or set or map. Okay, now both key and values are objects only. Both key and values are objects only. It will not accept of primitive types. Even though it is primitive also, it will convert to objects. Okay, duplicates are not allowed. Duplicate keys are not allowed, guys, not values, but values can be duplicated. Okay, each pair, each key value pair will call it as a one entry. So each key value pair, what is that pair means, I'll tell you, guys. What is that pair also, I'll tell you, no worries. Okay, now next, map interface is not a child interface of collection. So we can't apply collection interface methods here. Collection interface method is applicable for only list and set interface only, not for map interface. Map has its own methods. Map interface contains its own methods. Now let's go on see of map interface methods. We'll see one by one, guys. We'll see practically. This time we'll do different way. This time we'll do in a different way. So first let's take it up this method. Let's go on practical also. Let's go to practical also as map demo. Let's create of one class map test as map John demo. Okay, let's now. So first method. So public of put method. What is the use of put method means, like add method. If you want to add of an entry in the set or list, we are calling of add method. Add method of add of some value. Now if you want to add of any one values key value pair, then we'll call of put method. Key and value both will pass it. Key and value both will pass. Now let's go to practical. Let's create of has map has map What is that? Integer. What is the type? Type of key is integer. Okay. Keep some. What is the type of key? What is the type of value both? Okay. Now new hash map. Okay. Now new hash map. So if I want to keep off any data inside that hm dot put method. First method is put off. This method is to insert specific key value pair mapping in the map. Okay. If map already that specified key, then it will rewrite that value into new value. Okay. So so put method is for adding of new key value pair, guys. What is the key type? I'm giving as a integer. Let's say my role is 1 2 3. My employee some number is 1 2 3, and name I am giving as just assume as Pooja. Just assume Pooja I am giving. So what is the value? What is the key here is 1 2 3, and value here is Pooja. Value here is Pooja. Like that, if you want to add off one more element, let's add one more. Add off one more. Okay, 3 to 1 and RAM. Let's add off two more just for put off 4 5 6 and add off a soak and 6 5 4 add off just assume of Prasad. Okay, now I have four data is added. Okay, now let's print it. System dot out dot println control Z. So yes, wo print it. It is printing of 3 to 1 equal to Ram. 3 to 1 equal to Ram. 4 5 6 equal to Ashok. 1 to 3 equal to Pooja, and 6 5 4 equal to Prasad. It is not giving insertion order also. How we are whatever the data that it is not giving order, right? It is based on, it is purely based on some hash code internally. Leave it about that for time being. I'll explain later that. That is the first method. Next, put all method. Sorry, put all. So put all means if you want to create of some other object, let's say I have created of some other hash map object. Okay, just assume of hash map 1, delete of these two of 100 and 200. Let's give off some value, mm, Raj and Dilip. Okay, I'm giving up some values. Now, if I want to add this map inside this map, then hm dot sorry hm1 hm1. So now hm1 has system dot out dot println hm1 has map 1. So hm1 having 4 and HM has 4, HM1 has 2 data. Now I want to add HM1 also in HM. Then in that case, HM hasmap dot put all of HM1. HM1. Then all the data of whatever the data in hasmap 1, it is moving to hasmap. It will copy that all to this one. Now let's print that. Not out of println after put all. Okay, now let's hm. See after put all, see all this Dilip and Raj is also added to this method. This method. Okay, guys, clear or not? I'm explaining at the time of explaining the method itself. Taking example, guys. Okay, this is a put all method for copying of. See, this method copies all of the mappings of map m into this map. Okay, whatever this we are passing this one into the calling method. So whatever that is here, all will go to this map object. Okay, next get method. Next is get method. Now let's try for Get method. So what is the use of get method? Sorry guys. If I want to get off, if I want to get a specific object value, this method returns the value associated with that specific key. Now let's say, sorry, hm dot out dot println of hm dot get off, give that object to which object we want. So let's say, what is the value of 200 I want? I want the value of 200. What is the value 200 associated? Dilip is there, right? Then this will give 200. Let's go and print it. See, it is giving off. So this is a key. The value associated for this key will be returned back. Okay, the value associated for this key will be returned back. That's what this will return. This method returns the value associated with that specified key. So a 200 is a key, Dilip is a value. For this key, whatever the value is there, that will return it. Okay, that's what. Next, next is size and is empty. So do we really need to know these two? What is it? The size will return? Yes, already we know how many number of entries is there, right or not? From that out that println hm dot size, right? It will give how many number of elements is there. So let's see, it is giving up six elements is there. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, if you want, system dot out dot println of hm dot is empty. So what is the use of is empty? Yes, it will return false because already some data is there in hash map, right? Now, next, contains key. Contains contains key. We have two values, right? In the map, if it is only in early and vector in set and list, we have only keys, right? There is no key and value separate, right? So that's why they contains only contains method. Now in this case, we have key is there, we have value is there. Whether the keys contains or value contains, two methods is there. Now let's say system dot out dot println. Okay, hm dot contains key. First try. So I'm keeping off 500. So what is the value, guys? What is the value we'll get? Contains key. Yes. Why? So we don't have key. Yes, we don't have any key with 500. Right? Correct or not? Now it will return off false. Right? If I'm giving here as 1, 2, 3, then contains, do we have key in the map HM with 1, 2, 3? We have key 1, 2, 3. Then in this case it will return off true. Okay? No, no, no. It is checking only the key contains or not. It is there or not. It's not value. So get will give value, but contains key will check whether this key is there in the map or not. It won't give value. It is, yeah. 1, 2, 3 is puja correct. I am asking in this map key value. Okay. What is the key? 1, 2, 3 is there or not? I am not asking the value for that. 1, 2, 3 is there as a key or not? Okay. Now let's system dot out dot println hm dot contains value. Contains value whether it is there or not. I don't want to check off other things. Puja. Just assume. Do you have puja? If it is there, what it will return? True. If it is not there, false. Let's say it is there, true is returning. If just assume add 1, puja 1. Do you have puja 1? No. It is returning false. Okay, let's say for example. Okay, now in this case, first case we'll see if hm dot contains key of contains key of 500. If it is there, don't add it 1 2 3. I just assume of that. If not, I'm giving his mark guides. See, the simple. If it is not there, then only add it. HM dot put off. Put off 123, comma, some Rakesh. Just assume. So what this logic is doing, guys? What I'm checking, HM dot contains of 123. If it is there, then it will return true, right? If it is there, it will return true. Okay, then the true is converting back to, but not symbol is converting to false, and then this logic will not execute. My logic is, if it is not there, then only add it. Okay, in this case, after the end, after the end system that out of println of hm, after if condition, just after if condition for verification. Okay, now let's see whether it is this 123 Rakesh will change or not. Is 123 changed to Rakesh or not? No, right? After if condition, guys. Let's say now I remove that if condition, not condition. Now, if it is there, if it is there, change the value of 123 to Rakesh. Now let's run it. What is the value now? Is it clear? Now, if the contains key is, if it is there, then condition we are checking. If it is there, we can do some type of we can do some type of logic. If it is not there, we can add it. Right? Now let's say 500 is 500. So what I'm telling, it will return false normally. If it is not there, if it is not there in the map, then add as a new value. If it is not there, this value 500 in the key, okay, then add as a new element. I'm changing the condition. See, not condition is added. This condition will return false. So this not is converting that false to true. Okay, and this logic will execute. Now let's see what is doing. Go and check somewhere 500 is added. If you want to check the key and if you want to check the value, like that we can check whether we want to check only key or only value. Is it clear, these two conditions? Contains key. Yeah. Okay. Yes, it is there, right? Now already one time we have added, right? Now let's say already it is there. Just it will override it. Nothing, it will not do anything. Already what is there? Sorry. Contains key 500 is there, right? What it will return? True. What happened? This contains 500, before it was there, right? HM dot put off 500 y 500 got missed. Now let's not if it is not there, then let's add it. It is added. Okay. Now it will not add because that is already it's this code is not execute now. Okay. Now if I am this case, then do you have 500 key? No, right? If it is not there, this condition will not execute. This condition will not execute and then it will not come that Raju. Okay. Now let's say if it is not there, okay, add in the else block. If contains key not there, add else block. Add else block. Now let's see. Now it is not there means it is written false, right? Then it else block will execute. Now let's see. The else block will execute and then add that value. Sorry, Raju. Clear, guys, right? Contains. So it is just checking only the key. Contains value. To check if contains value is there in the all the hash map or not. these two methods. Okay, guys, right? Or not clear? These two methods, guys, not clear? Or you want me to explain more? So the map itself is it is of key value pair, guys. The first part will call it as a key. First part will call it as a key, and second part will call it as a value. Okay. Now, while inserting data, we may use of some condition check. If the data is key is not there, then only add it. If value is not there, then only add it. So that type will use of this contains key and contains value methods. Not clear still? Now let's go and remove this condition. If not clear, now even remove this also. So already here, okay, already we have four numbers, right? Now hm dot put of 1 2 3 comma Raji. Okay. So what I'm giving now, whether key is already there in that or not. Now in this case, this value is overriding. Now let's print it. Okay. Now 1 2 3. What is the value I added initially? Puja, right? Again I added key, same key. Change it. The value is Raji. Now that Puja is overridden with Raji, right? Now instead of that, I don't want to modify this value. I don't want to modify that. Then in that case, what I can do? If it is already there, this key, okay? If hm dot contains key of 1 2 3, don't override that. Contains if not there. If not means add not. Okay? If not there, modify that value or add it. Not there, add the new entry. Okay? If it is there, don't add it. Now see the condition I'm checking. The condition 1 2 3 is puja is there. So what I'm checking, if the key is there already, so the value is puja is there. I don't want to check. Let's say if 1 2 3 key value is puja. If 1 2 3 value is puja, then if contains value puja is there for any of the key, for any of the key, then don't add it. Then don't add it. If contains value of puja for any of the keys, then don't add it. Okay. Let's say I'm giving as a 2 3 4. Do you have 2 3 4 Raji? No, right? Guys, do you have 2 3 4? No, right? Now in this case, what I'm telling, if Raji will write of any type of condition contains of Raji. If value contains of Raji, if it is already there, okay, already there, then don't add it. If it is not there, if it is not there, this value will give as false. That false will be converting this not to true. Okay. Now let's see. 2 3 4 Raji is adding because hm that contains value of Raji, what it will give? No, no. What hm that contains value of Raji, what it will give? It is of false, it will give, right? Initially. So that false is converting it, this not will convert that false to true, right? And this line will execute and then it will add one entry in the hash map. And that value we are printing here. Not clear, guys? Hmm. Now, what is my requirement, guys? So I don't want to allow of duplicates, guys. Okay, I don't want to allow duplicate values at the time of and I don't want to change the values also. 1 2 3 should be Pooja, 3 2 1 should be Ram, 4 5 6 should be Ashok, 6 5 4 should be Prasad only. Okay, now if I am doing hm dot put of 3 to 1, 3 to 1, change the value to change the value to Rajesh. Now what this line will do, it will add up. What it will do, already 3 to 1 Ram is there, right? Correct or not? With the 3 to 1 key, Ram value is there. This is the key, this is the value, right? For this key, this value is already there. Again, I'm keeping same key with a different value. Different value. Then in that case, this is overriding or not? Right? Let's say in the office, my employee ID is 123. Okay? My employee ID, just assume my employee ID is 123. My name is Ram. Just assume. Okay? Now, some other is also joined. Some other people also joined. Just assume by mistake they given same 123. Just assume of by mistake they given 123 3 to 1, and the name is changed to name is adding to Rajesh. Then in that case, what is the value it will come for 3 to 1 for my ID? Already my name is this one, my ID. Let's say later you added, just assume your name is Rajesh, and they given your ID also as 3 to 1. Then in the records, my name is overriding with your name. Guys, my name is overriding with your name. Then in that case, 3 to 1 is coming as Rajesh, not Ram. Then in that case, compulsory I need to check the condition or not. Right? If Rajesh is not there, okay, and 3 to 1 is not there, then only add that 3 to 1. Else add plus 1. Okay? Let's say if if hm dot contains key, contains key 1 2 3. Okay, contains key 1 2 3. If it is already there, true. Okay, just assume if it is already there, what we can do, we can increase his ID plus 1 to that, right? It is better or not? So then in that case, if it is a key already there, then what I can do now, hm dot put of, or else write of plus 1. Just what I'm doing, 3 to, where is that? 3 to 1, right? This one. If it is already there, okay, key is already there. What I am doing for adding Rajesh, 3 to 1 plus 1. Employee ID plus 1 is adding. Then his employee ID will become 3 to 2. Correct or not? Now let's see in this case. What is the Rajesh employee ID is coming? So that means there is some condition we need to write or not, whether the employee key is there or not. If key is there, then we can do some other alternatives for that. Right or not? If key is not there, then you will do some other operations. Not clear? Contains key. Now, if you want to check based on key, this is the one. Based on value, just assume. Based on value. If hm dot contains contains hm dot contains value, contains value is there in entire or hash map. Do we have the any of the for any of the employee ID, do you have for any of the employee ID name Prasad is there or not? Name Prasad is there or not? Then let's check who is that employee ID which contains of name, which contains of name, employee ID, right? Do let's check the, is there any method is there? contains it is of get of key only is there. Okay, now we can verify that. Let's say if hm dot get of key, what is the key? Let's each and every key will get right uh, while iterating contains key of we need to iterate guys here for checking of 3654. Okay, get of 654 value, it will give of value if it is there. What is the name, right? If any of the key, then in that case we need to iterate guys here. The logic we need to iterate for which employee id is the for which employee id the name value of Prasad is there. Then in that case we need to iterate the conditions. We need to check off each and every employee ids. So now let's iterate it. Okay, now let's values entries key set. Let's get off here. 1 second. hm dot key set. There is a method called key set. It will return all the keys. It will return all the keys. Right. From these keys, what I'm this is our own logics we need to write, guys, whenever we are doing. Okay. So for loop for each of for each iterator key. Okay. Write this logic inside. If hm dot get of key. Okay, I'll pass this key here. Okay, let's that cannot convert string to boolean. This will give some value. No, control tl is of name. Okay, if this name is dot equals of prasad. Prasad. His name is equals of Prasad. Then system.out.println of print his key. What is the key of that employee? Okay, and name 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 is just we can write, guys. This is the logic that we need to write, condition based. Um, he is okay, right. Yes. Now let's see if for which iteration it will. Let's will debug also. We will debug also. Now let's see. Yeah. Now see. So whether this will give return true or false. Yes, it is a HM contains for one of the key it contains of Prasad is there. Prasad is there. For which one that is? Now I am iterating of key set. It is give all the keys. All keys it will give only 321, 322, 456, 123, and 654. For one of the keys, the Prasad value is there. For which one is that? I am condition checking. Okay. I am iterating one by one by using for each loop. All integers. Now go inside that. For the key first one is 3 to 1. What is the from hash map? I am getting the value for 3 to 1. What is the name it is coming? Ram is coming first. Okay. Is Ram is equals to Prasad? No, it will not satisfy the condition. Again, it will go to for each loop again. Again, it is coming as next. Next, what is the value? Let's go. What is the value it is coming as? Rajesh. Even this case also it is not satisfying. Next, it is coming Asok. Even that case also it is not satisfying. Next, Asa again it is coming as Puja. Even this case also it is not satisfying. Next time also, let's see. This time it is coming as Prasad. This time it is coming as Prasad. Now let's see. It is going inside the condition. It is going inside the condition and it will print the value. Key is 654. Name is, sorry, here we need to give as name. Okay, continue. Okay, now let's F8. Now run it again. Go a little bit up. See, key is 654, name is Prasad. So that all those things we need to write based on conditions, guys. Okay, to check off whether the value is there in that or not. Hash map. If it is there, it will return true. If it is not there, it will return false. Clear, guys? These two methods contains key and contains value. If not clear, guys, we'll discuss it again tomorrow. Okay? But before coming tomorrow, practice and come. If I'm explaining also, you'll not understood again. There is no point of repeating. Okay? Okay, guys. We'll meet tomorrow again. Yeah.